Hey everybody, it's Duffy, and you're in another edition of Bike Week Nation.
Excellent.
Hey everybody, just have a kind of big announcement about the show going forward. I've made a decision to sort of stop chasing the algorithms, and for the 11th season of Bike Week Nation, I'm going to refresh the format and go in a totally different direction. As most of you know, on social media, the algorithms dictate how many people see your content as much as the quality of the content. And I'm just not interested in chasing that anymore. I mean, hey, you know what? I love boobies, and all I have to do is put a wet t-shirt contest on, and I get like 150,000, 200,000 views. But there are all these rules with video blogs. Like, they want you to use a traditional 3-act structure, where you have a situation, and then you try and resolve the situation, and then there's an ending. And they want all your interviews to be like a certain length, and they want structure. And I've decided I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just not going to chase the algorithm. I've decided to restructure the show in a way that just sort of focuses on the culture and really focuses. I have this premise that I've been thinking about a lot. I think there's an epidemic of loneliness and isolation in our society. And I want to use my show as a way to demonstrate the value of spending time with people who share your identity and share your passion. And I honestly think it's one of the most underlooked and undervalued things that we can do to sort of turn things around. I don't know if there's a sociologist who's been studying. There are all sorts of studies out here that have demonstrated a decline in community activities. There's a sociologist who I found, he studied bowling, and it's called Bowling Alone. And over the last 45, 50 years, he's, studied a decline in the participation in bowling leagues and used that as an analogy for the decline in social activity in our culture. And so, I want to have the show focus on the value of going to the Laconia motorcycle rally and the value of spending time with people who share your passion. My brother died 2 weeks ago, and it was really, it's a tough thing. I know everyone goes through it, but to be honest with you, one of the things that had the best and most powerful impact on me was just spending time with my friends up in Laconia. Or up in New Hampshire. I didn't even have to talk about my brother, what was going on, but just spending time with these people really did a lot to help me get through this, And so my first example of that is going to be my buddy Dan DeSorbo. He doesn't know this, but the show going forward is going to be sponsored by DeSorbo Motorsports. I'm going to talk, a little bit about the value that Dan provides. I mean, every Wednesday I go hang out at Dan DeSorbo's shop, and basically everything I do regarding motorcycles is actually what Dan has done. Land speed racing, Dan built my land speed racing bike. My crazy idea about creating a 2-stroke chopper, Dan's making that happen. I found my first motorcycle, Dan's rebuilding it for me. And it's not even transactional. The time I spend, when I walk through the door in Dan's shop, the stress of the day or whatever I'm dealing with, it just dissipates and goes away, and we don't talk about, our emotions or anything. We just talk about motorcycles. And so I want to make the show to be an illustration of that, the power of spending time with people who share your passion. So that's kind of what the show is going to be like going forward. I'm still going to do updates, on what's going on in Laconia. I'm still going to do music segments. As a matter of fact, I'm John Turner. Just was up there last weekend. And let's go to a little segment, little update. He's got some surprises in store for you in terms of the outdoor facility at the High Octane Saloon. So let's go to the tape. Hey everybody, we have another High Octane Saloon segment with my buddy John Turner. So John, how'd everything go for Bike Week? You had a new building, you really had a lot going on. Give us a little update. How'd the rally go for you this year?
The rally went well. It was a home run for Bike Week. I thought myself that this place it was a one-stop shop. We had everything going on. Once you got here, you didn't need to go anywhere else. Really isn't anywhere else to go other than T-Shirt Alley.
Well, it's interesting. The weather was not the best this year, but the crowds were still pretty damn good.
Crowds were big. People had a good time. I was happy about it. I knew 3 days in, this is our third Bike Week that we had. I knew 3 days in, I said, holy shit, things are running smooth. The building was up, the bar is built, the stage is built, the music system, that gave us a little bit of a bullshit time for a while, but we get that straightened out in the next couple of days. But then things just went, and I didn't find myself shopping for shit. Jesus Christ, running, everything, just things, it was smooth. It went smooth.
Yeah, okay.
I was excited.
Well, looking forward to next year. Well, and you got any, you want to divulge any secrets for what's coming up for this year's Laconia Rally, or is it too early?
It's too early. Early. We actually got to sit down and me and the daughter and the wife and talk about what we're going to do. But after this year's Bike Week here, we had a whole array of different ways to unfold it up here. So it'll be good. And you know what? We liked the open sides of the building here too.
Yeah, I do too. I'm glad you didn't put the doors on because it's more wide open and it's kind of like a gazebo.
I'm gonna probably I got a lot of plans in this place. I think I might do an upstairs mezzanine balcony for VIPs.
Would I be up there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we might just close in the columns here a little bit and decorate them with metal on the outside. We'll do the back gable, get that closed in, and I think I might leave this open.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Now, I know you were talking about putting the second floor inside the bar. Is that still in the works?
Yep, that's still going to be a plan. The city fights me every step of the way, and the city just fucks with me constantly. If I didn't go down to City Hall with my daughter, I would have been taken out in cuffs because I can't stand it. I can't deal with it.
Patience is a virtue.
Oh, I'm telling you, I went down there with the intention I'm going to be professional, tactful, I'm going to be smooth. Inside of 4 seconds, I lost my shit.
I was going to say, when have you ever been tactful?
Well, I tried. I had it in my mind.
All right, that's it. Duff out. That's the High Octane update. We'll see everyone next month.
All right, guys. Have a good one. I'll have more for you later.
All right. You'll hear it here first. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the show. I'm going to take the holiday off. I'm going to think through how I'm going to structure the new show, but, it'll be weekly, and it'll start after the first of the year. So I really hope you guys have a fantastic holiday season and spend a lot of time with people who share your passion. I honestly think look, we're into motorcycles, so that's what we're talking about. But I think, if I was into the tuba, this would be true. Spending time with people who share your passion, have your shared identity or your hobby. I have this theory that sort of everyone believes there's a very small number of bad people who make us defensive as a people. And I guess what I want to say is, to use the analogy of the pond at my camper, don't let the scum on the top of the pond stop you from diving in and going swimming, right? Because there's a lot of greatness in the pond. So what I would say to you is just, go hang out with people you love, hang out with people who share your passion, and enjoy the holidays. And again, I look forward to seeing the show, you guys seeing the show after the first of the year. And, going forward, I'm kind of going to have to depend on word of mouth. So, if you enjoy this and you think other folks would like it, please, tell them and share the content. And if you can, just look at it both and share and comment on both YouTube and Facebook, because the more people who sort of see it, I think the better. And that's it. That's it for now. Duff out. Hope you have a wonderful holiday.